This is Ben Davison. Subscribe to Stephen Icon.
Listen, there's only one Tyson Fury. What you got to say about that, Deontay?
Right, we're at the point now where all the jokes about ticket sales and how it's a complete flop and it's a mismatch and all this kind of thing and how the fight may not happen even. But now we're only 3 days away. I think that we need to put a lot of that aside now and look at the fight itself as to how the fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury is potentially going to go. Now, I've said all along that a 50 to 70% Tyson Fury should still be enough to beat Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is very, very flawed in virtually every aspect of his game. He is fast on his feet and he does manage to land the big right hand during some point of the fight, as in he's dangerous from round 1 all the way up to round 12. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if Deontay Wilder was to land that big right hand at any point in this fight. Now, I've been a little bit critical, saying that this is a cherry pick for Deontay Wilder, and I stand by that. It is. And a lot of people realise that the Tyson Fury you see now is not the same Tyson Fury that we've seen in 2015 against Vladimir Klitschko. But even that one, with that kind of style, I'm not too sure that's good enough to beat Wilder, because with Klitschko, I'm not going to say he was predictable, but you could pretty much see what it is that he does. With Wilder, it's very difficult to break down what it is that he's going to do. There are certain things that he does every single fight, and some of it is illegal, to be honest. And Tyson Fury is going to have to be very, very alert to it. And so is the referee as well. The referees haven't been alert to it so far, but hopefully in this one, he will be. What I mean by that is Deontay Wilder, he throws the right hand, not necessarily to land with the glove, but to land with the wrist. He aims to hit you on the side or the back of the head with the wrist, which is an illegal shot and of course hurts like hell and will certainly put stars in your head. Now, if you just lean back a little bit, then you're going to get hit by the glove. Either way, you're going to get hit. That's what he does. So in some ways, it's pretty technical, the fact that he does that. Not many fighters do that. It is illegal. So Tyson Fury is going to have to be very, very aware of that illegal shot. So if he can stay away from the right hand, let's just put down the obvious here. If Tyson Fury stays away from the right hand, then he should be able to beat him on points quite comfortably. Will there be a robbery? Potentially. I mean, we've seen, even if we were just to look at the Arthur Spilker fight, Arthur Spilker was beating him to a pulp. He was beating Wilder to a pulp up until he got devastatingly knocked out. I mean, knocked out smooth, cold out. Okay, but the judges had Wilder winning it on points. Ain't no way in hell Wilder was winning that fight on points, much like Luis Ortiz, until he got dropped multiple times in round number 10. Luis Ortiz was winning that fight comfortably, but the judges had it completely different. And of course, the referee and the medical team seemed to be in Wilder's pocket. I'm not saying Wilder knew about it or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But somebody within Wilder's team certainly did. Okay, now, could this kind of thing happen again with Tyson Fury? Maybe, and that's something he's really going to have to be watching, and he's going to have to be saying to the referee, what is going on here? If any kind of foul play looks like it could well be happening, he or his team at least need to be doing that. Now, what I don't want is Tyson Fury to be always looking at the referee and complaining about every little thing that Wilder does. He needs to stay focused. Can Tyson Fury stay focused for the entirety of 12 rounds by avoiding that big right hand? As we know, Tyson Fury, he gets overconfident at times, and that's when he gets clipped. So if he was to walk around with his hands behind his back and tempt Wilder in and things like that, that kind of thing may go against him, because Wilder, I know he seems to have this range where he can hit you from almost the other side of the ring. Okay, so hopefully that Tyson Fury, I mean, he says that he's not doing this for the title as such. He's not doing this for himself. He's doing this for everybody who struggled with mental health, anxiety, depression, all that kind of thing. So hopefully he remembers that during the fight by not risking it, by acting the clown in there, messing around. Now, the favourite for this one, clearly Deontay Wilder. As I said, a lot of people say that Tyson Fury is not ready at this stage, not just for Wilder, but for anybody at the kind of higher end. We're talking Joshua, we're talking Dylan White, and so, okay? So But it's up to Tyson Fury to prove everybody wrong. The slick movement and things like that is going to have to come into play. He's going to have to set traps for Wilder. Wilder is not an intelligent fighter. He really, really isn't. He's pretty good at surviving and landing the big right hand. That's what he does. He has a pretty good left hook on him as well. But as I said, that right hand, it doesn't always come straight down the pipe. He swings it wildly, and when he does that, he leaves himself with an opening. And for whatever reason, no fighter has ever looked at that and went, right, okay. So when he swings, the right hand comes right the way back. It's almost like he's cocking it like a bow and arrow or a rifle, okay? He needs to cock it right the way back. In other words, he didn't throw it from his body. He brings it right the way back and then swings it. And that's where the whole wrist hit comes from, where he's trying to hit you with a wrist. But most fighters, they'll either move from side to side or try and lean back to avoid it. When the best thing to do is to take a step forward, because he's wide open and his chin is always up in the air. So he's a very, very easy target. But is Tyson Fury quick enough? Is the rust off him enough? Is the time in there for him to actually step forward and land him one on the chin? Because we know Wilder doesn't like it on the chin. Okay, if you hit Wilder on the chin, his legs do a silly dance. As do many fighters. He's heavyweight. And Tyson Fury, not known as the biggest puncher in the world, but a lot of it is, can he catch Wilder by surprise? Can he put Wilder into situations that Wilder doesn't know that he's being put into? He can do it, that's for sure. But it's almost like Wilder doesn't follow the flow of the fight. He doesn't lead the flow of the fight. He just reacts. So from that point of view, it is going to be quite difficult to put Wilder into traps. But if anyone can, Tyson Fury can. And as I said, he needs to make sure he does not mess about in this fight. He needs to be switched on for all 12 rounds. With Ben Davison, of course, he's a very young coach, and I know a lot of people are putting like a lot of emphasis on that. For me, I have no concerns about it. I mean, look what he's done for Tyson Fury already. It's absolutely fantastic. From where Tyson Fury was to where he is now, Ben Davison has done a fantastic job. And Ben Davison does have fight experience. He's been in the corner for Billy Joe Saunders. He's been around boxing for virtually his entire life. But he's got Freddie Roach in there, who's of course going to be Tyson Fury's cut man, but he's there for advice. Same as Ricky Hatton, who also has big fight experience. Not necessarily as a trainer, but as a fighter in himself. So he has these people to rely on, plus others, of course. Would it be a bit of psychological damage, the fact that Tyson Fury's dad's not going to be there? Maybe, potentially, maybe. Now again, you see, we can all laugh about the fact that nobody knows who Deontay Wilder is. And yes, I've seen the video of Tyson Fury walking around Los Angeles asking a whole bunch of random people, do you know who Deontay Wilder is? And he asked 20 to 30 people. And I think only 2 or 3 people actually knew who he was, but they also knew who Tyson Fury was as well as, which is embarrassing. And I'm pretty sure that's got to have some kind of effect on Deontay Wilder as well. The fact that people just don't know who he is, the fact that people are just not turning up. But it's a good thing that he done, which I seen on IFL earlier this morning, with the fact that he gave the Los Angeles Fire Department a whole bunch of tickets, and there was a whole bunch of them, which shows that, first of all, it's a great thing that he done. Not necessarily him, but the Wilder team, okay, who got these tickets to give them away. But you could argue there probably shouldn't have been any tickets left, because this thing should have sold out a long time ago. But as it is, they're just trying to put bums on seats, okay? So anyway, that's a good thing that Wilder done to give the fire department a whole bunch of tickets. But as far as the fight goes, we go back onto that one. I've been picking Deontay Wilder to knock out Tyson Fury, and there's still a massive part of me that thinks that's going to happen, because Tyson Fury is either going to switch off or he's going to start gassing in the later rounds. Now, again, you see people say, but against Vladimir Klitschko, he danced around him and everything. Did you see his feet after the Vladimir Klitschko fight? He had blisters upon blisters on his feet, and that was a very, very fit Tyson Fury. The Tyson Fury you see now, he is fit. He's much fitter than maybe he should be. But when he's having to chase around Wilder, because I do think that Wilder is going to have to be the one on the back foot a lot of the fight, and also Tyson Fury is going to have to be on the back foot as well. Both of these guys are back-footed fighters. Both of them are. So who's going to be the aggressor? I think it'd be a case of cat and mouse during this one. But as I said, I have been picking Deontay Wilder purely because it's at this stage of Tyson Fury's career for his comeback. I don't feel he's ready, and there's still a huge part of me that doesn't. But you see, some people have said that I need to be more patriotic towards Tyson Fury because I am a Tyson Fury fan, and sometimes I kind of do lose sight of that at times with the fact that I concentrate more on the fact that Wilder has cherry-picked Tyson Fury and the fact Tyson Fury has allowed this to happen. Again, there's an argument to be made that Tyson Fury chose Wilder. I mean, Tyson Fury did say that he has almost lulled Team Wilder and Deontay Wilder into a sense of false security where they think he's a big fat man and he's not ready, but in fact he is ready and he's convinced everybody of this. Again, maybe psychological warfare there. But I'm actually going to go and change my mind on what it is that I've been saying previously with Deontay Wilder knocking out Tyson Fury. As I said, I still believe it to be a mismatch, but a 50%, a 70% Tyson Fury should be able to walk rings around Deontay Wilder. Now, is it possible that Wilder could beat Tyson Fury on points? That's probably the one that most people go, no, of course not. Of course not. But in this kind of situation with Tyson Fury's comeback, it would not surprise me. To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if Deontay Wilder does something that nobody is expecting and beats Tyson Fury on points. But that's not going to be my prediction, okay? My prediction is going to be Tyson Fury by knockout. I think at some point in this fight, if Wilder hasn't landed, of course, himself, Wilder is going to have to throw caution to the wind and go for it. At that point, Tyson Fury can catch him. And if he catches him, listen, Tyson Fury is not the biggest puncher in the world, but a lot of it he does hold back. But if he catches Wilder, I think Wilder's going to do a silly dance and Tyson Fury will just knock him out. But again, it wouldn't surprise me if an injury stops his fight. In fact, there's so many different scenarios, just would not surprise me. The favourite has to be Wilder knocking out Tyson Fury, or Tyson Fury schooling him on points. But Tyson Fury did say that he's going to take Wilder to school. In fact, he's going to embarrass him. He's going to humiliate him, to the point that Wilder will not want the rematch. In other words, he will not want more of the same. So, I would love that to happen. I would love Tyson Fury to win. And hopefully, we never hear from Wilder and his Wildettes again. Okay, hopefully. But it's unlikely that's going to happen, right? But I am going to be patriotic and I am Team Fury. I always have been Team Fury, as I am Team Joshua in that as well, which I have been losing sight of at times and I have been aware of it. But I am Team Fury and I do hope that Tyson Fury, I don't care how he wins as long as he wins. That's the only thing that I really care about. I mean, how he wins, not really bothered. I'd love it to be by schooling him and then knockout. That would be the perfect scenario, right? But I don't know if that's going to happen. But I am going to pick Tyson Fury to beat him by knockout. That's my prediction. As I said, it wouldn't surprise me if either fighter ends up withdrawing through some kind of injury or whatever it may be, or maybe Tyson Fury gets tired and gets clipped, or Tyson Fury gets done in the very first round. Maybe Deontay Wilder gets done in the first round. Nothing in this fight will surprise me. The referee helping out Wilder again, the judges starting with Wilder again. Nothing will surprise me in this fight. That's just my opinion. But I am going to pick Tyson Fury to win by knockout. That's my prediction. Of course, you let me know yours. Drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.